Next question. You.
What was it like on Buffy?
What was it like on Buffy? It was a long time ago, so it's been a lot of projects since then. But the cool thing was it was my first big project, so it was definitely the most, like I remember a lot more about it than other jobs, just because it was the first time I'd ever been on a show more than one episode, so it was like I was at home in a sense. It was my first time I ever felt like I was part of the family of this cast. And there were so many episodes where we didn't know if we were going to die or not. I don't know if you guys know.
Yes.
Season 7 of Buffy, basically they hired all these potentials at the same time. And my character was supposed to be this Asian girl, but they ended up just casting me because they I don't know, my hair or something. But every episode, starting in September to March, you never knew if you were going to die or not. And you never knew the criteria for dying. I'm pretty sure one of those girls, who will remain unnamed, kind of pissed off a cast member, and that's why they died. So, not in a bad way, she will, never mind. So basically, every time we get a script delivered to our door, like the night before we were supposed to go to work, we flip to the last page and be like, okay, am I dead? Oh, I survived. Okay, let's go to work. So it was pretty nerve-wracking, but it was just super, super fun. And, being on a show that ended is a little bit depressing in a sense, because, all these people have been together for 7 years, and you're like a new kid on the block, but, all these people with all this history are ending something so epic in their lives. So it was a little bit sad in that way, but, I definitely made friends on that show that, to this day, they're my friends. I consider them my friends. So I think that's kind of unique. There's not another show that I've been on where I felt like I was really part of that family, and it continued past, the show. So yeah, it was pretty epic, except for that stupid freaking hat. They made me wear. At work. Oh, thank you. Stupid hat. I accidentally wore that hat to wardrobe, and they're like, oh, keep that on. Then they made me wear it for 4 episodes, and I was convinced there was a demon under that hat. And they wanted to kill me off. I'm not even kidding. When they want me to kill it off, I would reveal it. I was so convinced. Anyway, next question.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. It was my birthday on Thursday, and I spent it here at Vidcon, and I can't tell you, it was one of the best birthdays I've had in years. Because not only did I see a lot of my colleagues, and I get to meet a lot of video people I admire, but I got to meet a lot of fans, and just be a part of this, it was my first day at Vidcon. It was pretty awesome.
Nice. So, yeah, my question is, love Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along blog.
Thank you.
And there's rumors that there's going to be another one and that Penny might reappear in some way. And so I was wondering if you could comment on any of that.
There's even a fanfic to be as a fetus in Dr. Horrible, gazing in it. That's clever. I don't know the particulars on that. I can't say one way or another. Every single time in the last 5 years or 4 years, whenever I say something, it becomes a headline, and I'm like, well, I didn't say anything.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that Joss is kind of busy with that little movie you just made.
Oh, yeah.
That weekend shoot he did, Avengers. So I just know that in talking to them and reading everything that they say, that there is all the intention to do one. I think it's just a scheduling thing. But I can only hope, and whether Penny is involved or not, because not to spoil anybody, there's a reason for me not coming back. But that's why I love sci-fi. No matter what show you're on, doesn't matter what happens to you, you can always come back. You watch Eureka.
Yeah.
You know same thing. Not spoilery. Anyway, let's go over here. Do I have a favorite project I've ever worked on? It's hard for me to say because, obviously The Guild is my favorite.
Woo! Yes!
Yeah. My friend Veronica Belmont said she quit WoW yesterday, or the day before, and it was we almost wanted to hold a funeral. It was so depressing, but then she was like, well, I'll re-up when Panda start. And I was like, well, what did you just say that for? You're taking 3 months off, come on. So obviously The Guild is nothing will ever surpass that, probably. I just started it in such a way that it was such a surprise, and it was only because I felt so strongly about it that I think that it kept going, and the fact that it just was a perfect set of people to do that. I mean, I hope that we'll all be friends, just like on Buffy, that I'll have friends from that project in 10, 20 years, that we'll still know each other. Because, you know, we're a family in a way. And that's why I love filmmaking, is that it's not about me, per se. It's about, like, creating that family. And anybody who makes videos will know, like, whoever's next to you doing that late night editing, or, like, that person who held the camera for you when you were on vacation or whatever, that you know, you're making something together, and it's a special bond. So, yeah, we'd have to say the guild. I mean, let's be biased. You want a front row? Oh, fight. No, don't fight. The girl in the blue shirt, not about you.
You've done Buffy and Dr. Horrible and also Dollhouse, so I was just wondering what it's like to work with Joss Whedon.
Woo!
What does it like to work with Joss Whedon?
And would you like to work with him again in the future?
Would I like to work with him again? I mean, I think it's a moot point. Like, no. I mean, obviously, if he calls, like, for Dollhouse, you know, he called me the night before they were shooting because the actress they had for that part dropped out. And he just randomly was like, oh yeah, Felicia. And Elizabeth and Sarah, who were on the staff at Dollhouse, were actually the ones who were like, what about Felicia? Because I had tested for a pilot they did. And I almost got a part in their pilot. It was, what was it called? It was like Women's Murder Club or something. I almost got that job, which I think it lasted for like 1 year and it got canceled. But they were like, oh, Felicia can sub in. And Josh was like, oh yeah, why did I do it? So he called me up and was like, can you be on set tomorrow? And I was like, what? Yes. Why would I not be there 24/7? Yes, I would drop anything for him if he asked me to do it, like literally anything. So, you know, there's a situation, I mean, it's like a situation where I'm like really blessed to have a connection with somebody who's so brilliant. And I'm just honored to be a part of the people he considers to work with. And, you know, to me, I feel like I could say that I think we're friends in a way. And the fact that, you know, but I'm still intimidated by him. So I'm like, oh my gosh, hey. I mean, it's really stupid. I'm like really stupid around him. Because I admire what he does so much, and I know that if I never worked with him, I would be a huge fan of him. And that's kind of like my whole philosophy in life. Like, if you're able to work with people or make things that you would be a fan of, if you were not involved with it, I think you're probably doing the right thing with your life. So, yeah, I guess it's a really long-winded answer. I'm good at those long-winded answers. Next one, I'll come back to you front row. Okay, back there. Am I thinking of doing any more musicals? Well, it would be really cool to do an actual musical. Nobody's actually asked me to do, I mean, I think there's a couple of people have asked me to be in the musical web series, but it is hard when you do Dr. Horrible. It's like, you want to make only that level of Dr. Horrible. And it was just pretty much everything was past Helen. I do some videos with the Guild. I mean, we've done some really awesome music videos like Avatar and I'm the One Who's Cool. Yes. Yeah, so we've done some great ones. I did some that people hated, or not that hated, but I got, anybody watch Gamer Girl, which I love? Yes. I love that video. So I did a country video just for fun, and then 4chan decided there would be a new butthole. It's terrible. But I still love doing that because I was like, let's just sing a song and do something funny. And like, the cool thing about that experience is that I am proud of the video and I loved it. And I'm not gonna let people make me stop making videos. And I think anybody who makes videos, hey man, you know, everybody's not gonna like everything. But as long as you are like, hey, I wanted to do that, and proud of it, like you guys just have to kind of shut off that criticism. And I don't know if I'll be doing another country video next month, because that seems to be the rage point for the internet. Go there. But I'm definitely excited about doing more stuff. And on Monday, I'm doing the most insanely edited and directed. Sean made the most insane video for Monday, where I play the violin with my friend Tom Link. Woo! Holiday video, so you guys just watch. It's gonna be crazy though. Crazy though. Over there. I'm not forgetting about you. Thank you. So I do everything, guys. Just get off my TV, Felicia. I've seen that tweet. What was it like to work on Instagram? January, and they're like, what do you want for the show? And I was like, oh man, I'm doing this channel. I'm already tired. I'm doing like 40 videos in 2 months for the vlog, you know. I'm tired. And then when they called for Supernatural, I was like, well, I gotta make that work. So I said no to that. I've actually turned down some really good TV shows in the past 6 months just because it's been so busy. But Supernatural, I was like, I gotta be on that train before it ends. So I tailor-made my schedule to kind of take a week off because I was like, most guest stars, you work 2-3 days. They kept sending me the script, and I was in every scene. And I started sweating from anxiety. And then I was like, okay, calm down. It's a great part. Every line that's coming out of your mouth, you're having fun with. So, like, okay, just make it work. And it turned out that, like, I think Jared was having a baby. So they wrote me so heavy in the episode to kind of cover up for the fact that his baby was going to be born during that filming. So, you know, it was just kind of just a complete coincidence. But that kind of like made this character more epic than your average guest star, and I can't be more grateful. As far as working on the set, it was just amazing, you know, being back in Vancouver, because the last time I was there, I was in Eureka, and it was kind of sad. I was like on the plane, being used to going to Eureka set, but the fact that the Supernatural set is such a, you know, a family atmosphere, and then a lot of, you know, several people from Eureka were working on the show too. So it made me instantly comfortable in a way that you don't normally feel when you're going on somebody else's set. It was a really cool experience. And those guys are epic men. Really epic. Like in a not cheesy way, I don't want to objectify them.
Go ahead.
But they're just really professional, like just awesome. And they kind of bring this sense of really casual atmosphere to the set that makes everybody feel, you know, relaxed and just having fun. And sometimes you can go on a set that's really tense and it's like, oh gosh, they're serious about this. But they're able to do really awesome work at the same time, like making it feel like a playground. And those are some of the best sets, I think. And when you do the best work is when you feel like you're playing versus like you're working. So yeah, it was great. And you know, I don't know what the future of the character is, but you know, if they asked me back, I would not say no for sure. But it was a great single episode. Anybody in the back? I won't forget about you. I would love to collaborate. I mean, that would be like a dream. It was when I first started doing Geek and Sundry, I knew that, you know, I don't know what you guys know about like the YouTube sort of, not premium channels, but like, you know, all the initiative that Geek and Sundry is a part of. And I can imagine that people who are huge on YouTube are like, what the fuck are these people doing? You know, just like really, and it's like the new kids on the block coming in to try to, you know, and I was like, it was so important to me because I came from you know, YouTube was where the Guild was born. And the Guild would be nowhere without YouTube, at the same time it would be nowhere without the Xbox. So every step of the way, the Guild has been built by where we have been because the communities have been there and supported the show. So, you know, to me, I was like, well, if I'm going to do a new YouTube channel and build all these shows out, like I want to be a part of that community. I want the YouTube, you know, the people I admire on YouTube. It would be awesome if they'd be in my videos, but I came from a very humble point of view. Like we're new. And we want to learn from you versus like, I'll show you how this is done, you know? So that was really important to me that we collaborate. The cool thing is that Kim Evie, my producer, and her husband Greg Benson has been really, you know, a part of the YouTube community for years. So we were able to call people up and, you know, Rhett and Link, if you're familiar with their work, they're going to be directing one of our Written by a Kid episodes. It's launching, our new show is launching in 2 weeks. And, you know, I've had, you know, so I plan on doing some guest stars to come on the vlog, and I've been going, I went and did the Fine Brothers show, my music, so like all the cross promotion, I think that's really the life of YouTube, and that's why people love it so much. They feel part of the community across personalities and channels, and that's what I want Geek and Sundry to do. You know, we're starting from scratch, but like, you know, that's so important to me to have that sort of sense of community. So that's what nerd writers have. You know, that is literally the quintessential what's beautiful about YouTube in community building in a sense. And I think it's kind of unique that around video you can create people who are really passionate and have like minds, and then they can join forces to do awesome things. So that's what I aspire to with Geek and Sundry, and hopefully, you know, there's abilities for us to cross over back and forth in the future. You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna go back to you. You don't even raise your hand. You're like, I'm on hold.
Okay. What are some of the differences between like doing a YouTube show as opposed to like a mainstream show? And do you have a preference? Or do you like one more than the other?
You mean like TV versus YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely different. I mean, it's completely different in good and bad ways. I mean, obviously, you know, people don't really realize this, but TV shows spend like $2 or $3 million a week on one episode. Wow. That's literally what it costs to make TV. So I don't think a lot of people know that. And a lot of that might be overspending in certain ways, but in order to make that much content on a weekly basis, it requires an army. And if you've ever been on the set of a guild, like we have 30 people making that show. It's not just me and a webcam, which a lot of people think if you're not used to filmmaking. If any of you make your own, content, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, you know that if you're doing something scripted, it's so much more. The requirements are so much more than doing non-scripted work. So obviously, when I walk on the set of Supernatural or any other TV show I'm doing, it's like 100 people working, and I have a trailer, and there's professional hair and makeup, and I don't have to wear my wardrobe, and all my only job is there to be the best actress I can be. Whereas when we do the vlog, like it's literally just Sean and Brittany, like we're running around. Sometimes we have a sound guy. That's when Uber stuff happens. That's like crazy, Bill. But that is, was designed to be able to be, very low budget, very like on the fly. And the Guild is kind of like a middle ground. It's very high value. We try to make the production value very high to at least emulate TV in a way. But that requires so much work. That's why we can't have Guild episodes every week because, that's $3 million a week they spend on TV. So it's kind of two different worlds, but at the same time, aside from not being able to pay people as much as you'd like and not having the equipment that you'd like or the time to be able to make something, we never get notes from anybody. So it's like, hey, we want to have a crazy video where there's pants flying around on Monday, You guys are gonna laugh, I hope. I mean, it's super stupid. But nobody would let us make that. We're just like, oh, put that person in a jumpsuit, put them in front of there. That could never happen when you have so many more layers overseeing it because the stakes are so high because it's more expensive. So with more money, you have more oversight because there's more risk. So I guess that's, the trade-off. You can do whatever you want. And that's why, that's why YouTube, people can't really, pinpoint it because it's like one video with a kid and a dude with a phone can get more views than a crew of 300. And that's, I think it's not necessarily the money, but it's the spontaneity of it. And that's what TV kind of misses that I think that we all love on the web. You can be spontaneous. So those are, there's so many differences, but those are kind of the basic ones.